Hello, my love. Hey, you guys. I'm loving the hearts before we even talk. I love that. I'm doing, thank you guys. I'm doing good. I got my juice. I'm so excited. Mm, 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 mm,
I
mm,
know. I
mm.
have like my little ritual over. What are you drinking today?
I made this awesome. I used to promote for Zip Fizz. It's like a healthy kind of B vitamin drink. And I added like a bunch of herbs and like lemon. I just feel really good. So,
You get
so
super
good.
creative with your drinks. I love that. I
I
do.
do. I do.
We're going to dive into this today, you guys. This is a really important topic for spiritual entrepreneurs, and we're just going to let this flow organically. But we wanted to bring this up because um, we encounter it all the time. This is also a topic we just had on one of our Sacred Leader Academy mastermind calls this week, and this fear around selling within your spiritual business and really coming to terms with what sales really actually means in your spiritual business. So I'm just going to start off with a little bit of an example. So one of our clients, when she first found us, she was really petrified to share her message. And so she was, like literally it would cause fear to share her message. She would have to, like see other people's content and make sure that it was safe for her message to come out, by looking for other examples of other people sharing something similar versus really trusting what was coming through. So now she's, past that, and she's sharing, and she's kind, and she has someone helping her so she can stay in her creative flow, and she can get her message out without spinning her wheels and without being overwhelmed, which is beautiful, which is really, really key.
Mhm.
And now her big hiccup is where she gets to actually the call to action. When it actually comes time to talk about her amazing, amazing, amazing program, she gets scared. And this is coming from an underlying fear when she's, of charging for spiritual services. And I know a lot of spiritual entrepreneurs that are listening to this may resonate. And so we're just going to dive deeper into this. Vanessa, did you have anything to add about that?
Absolutely. First of all, charging for spiritual services. Money is energy, as we always talk about. It's an exchange, and we talk about in our program like it's a sacral exchange. You are giving your time, your program, you're giving a service, and absolutely 1,000% you deserve to receive money for that. I want to give a quick example that came up. How many of us, a lot of us that do this spiritual entrepreneur work and business, have been this kind of person, the helper, the healer, their whole life? I mean, I remember being at parties and I would find someone to kind of coach or heal or mentor, just like because that's in me. So not only that have I been doing that for so long, I've been giving away so much for free, right? As many of us do. But also, like as Sarah, you say, like there, I know we teach our people, like you're out there giving, value and content that's free all over the internet, which is beautiful. So absolutely know that you are safe to receive the money that is yours by divine right. And absolutely, especially with that spiritual exchange of service. I love, love, love this topic because it's a paradigm that Sarah and I are super passionate about shifting, this new paradigm of really having people, especially empaths, spiritual entrepreneurs, learn that receiving is part of the circulation. It's part of that
Mhm.
money circulation, which is so, so good. So I wanted to share that
Mhm.
example just to kind of give like a little relatability,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, I love
absolutely.
that. Yeah, receiving and giving are two sides of the same coin. It is a cycle. It is part of the process. And specifically around spiritual services, this is why we always like. I understand why they have this fear, right? They have this fear because, like, oh, everybody needs help. How could I potentially charge from this? So this is, some of the mindset shifts around this, and or really just diving in deeper into, first off, ask yourself, do you think that infinite intelligence, your higher self, your soul that's speaking to you, that wants you to create this to begin with? Because this is not something that you're going out and just creating for the fun of it. This is not something that you're not creating another business. You're not creating another job for yourself. This is part of your mission. And if you're being called to use entrepreneurship as a vehicle or container for allow that to flow through so that other people can invest in themselves through you, because that's actually what they're doing. They're investing in themselves through you because you have the ability to help them transform something in their life. By you not actually showing up and allowing them to do that, what you're doing is you're not in alignment with your mission. You're stunting that process, and then they're not able to get their transformative result, that they are being called to work with you on, right? And this doesn't mean that they won't, because there'll be somebody else that pops up, because this, that they can work with, because it's this, this shift that we're in is not slowing down because you have fears of being seen or being heard or receiving, right? So first and foremost, recognize that this is not about a job. This is not a business. It is a business and it is a job, yes, but this is much larger than that. This is a mission that you're answering the call of, and you're being divinely guided to create this and use entrepreneurship as this container. Ask yourself also, do you feel that you are better off? Maybe, let's say, like some of our clients, when they find us, they're jumping ship from their 9 to 5, or they're jumping ship from their corporate job. Do you feel that your time and energy is better allocated in a job that drains you, that is not in alignment with your soul purpose or your mission, because you're not able to open up and receive the abundance that is already there for you on your purpose-driven path? Where do you think you're going to be better served, better able to be of service? Where will you be better to be of service? Like, what do you think about that? If you really tap into your heart, you already know the answer to this. So we don't have to answer that for you. So you really have to come into full on loving your program. And this is the other thing that she wasn't doing. She wasn't full on loving her program because she had this underlying fear of charging for spiritual sales. So she really had to wrap energy around this and really tap into why she's doing this to begin with. And trust, I asked her, do you believe in your heart of hearts that you were divinely guided to create this? And she said, yes. So the rest of it is in her mind. It's in her thoughts. It's in her fear. It's in her lack mentality. It's in the conditioning that she had growing up, where they said, you're not allowed to go out and do your own thing. You have to like go into this corporate world, and she has broken the mold with all of that, right? So now she's out there traveling Costa Rica while she builds her spiritual business, and she's breaking all of the rules, but there's still this lingering thing that keeps her from wanting to actually, which she is busting through as we speak, being able to open and receive for her spiritual services. This is so key. There's underlying reasons for this. And I recognize that it also comes from having a pure heart and wanting to lead with generosity. And this is why we do lead with generosity. This is why we give so much content out. So there is something for everyone, no matter where they're at on their journey. For example, the video or the podcast that you are listening to or watching right now is an example of us showing up, leading with generosity. And guess what? We also have containers for the people that are ready, willing, able, and desire to dive in deeper with us so that they can grow and scale their spiritual business. No one is forcing anything upon anyone. They are magnetized to us because we are showing up in our full gift and our full expression, and we are showing up unapologetically, and they are attracted to that. And so some will invest because that's where they're at. Some will consume content for a year and then they will potentially, and that's where they're at. So you want to build your business on a way that feels good. And I know for our clients, if you're like us, we feel good by giving out content, and we feel good by making so much, it's so accessible to people. We feel good about it having the largest reach. So it reaches the most amount of people to have the biggest impact, whether they ever hire us or not. And I can guarantee some of the biggest shifts that Vanessa and I have in people's lives are not even from our clients. It's from them listening to one podcast episode in their pajamas in their living room when they're in the middle of a come to Jesus moment, and they have that moment where they hear something from us that literally shifts. We may never work with them, and that's perfectly fine and okay, right? You have to build your business on a way that feels good, that allows you to lead, allows you to generously give, and also allows you to open up on the back end and receive, so that you can do this full time, so that you're not stuck in your 9 to 5 or your corporate grind, or God, even worse, creating a hustle and grind business within your spiritual business, which is not what your soul wants. Your soul doesn't want another experience where you're just like head down, pounding the pavement, spreading all your time really thin, no boundaries, not receiving, no abundance coming in, just over giving and blah, blah, blah. All the things that we tend to see a lot of times with the empaths, the healers, the spiritual teachers, and the way showers that come to work with us. They desperately want a way to be able to give in a way that also is self-honoring and supports their own dreams and desires, which is perfectly okay and perfectly fine, and actually part of the process.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Girl, so good. So
Mhm.
fun. So fun too. I was just looking too at our title, like Master Soulful Sales. Sales are good. Sales are fun. And especially when you do it in a soulful way, which Sarah beautifully outlined. It's such a big difference. And even like think for a moment, God, if this world, if people could literally get off the fear of like you have to do the 9 to 5, because there's too many stakes with you have a family, you have all this stuff, and it's really trusted that we're here not to work, but like to live and serve and share our hearts, share our message. Like you have,
Mm.
we talk about this all the time too, like a blueprint in your soul, a mission. We all do, whether you lose that or not, which is why I love helping people wake up and remember that we're here for so much more than just to work a fucking job. And people know that. I'm not dissing. There are people that, jobs are security. That's great. We're talking to, the people that are the entrepreneurs and just know that they're meant for more, and more is a good thing, right? So no knocking anything.
Mhm.
If your heart is called for something more than the 9 to 5. And mine for
Mhm.
sure was, Sarah's for sure was, and it's so much fun to
Mhm.
receive and have sales come in and show up and serve. Like it's this beautiful circle that is
Mhm. And
it's all so good. Yeah, go ahead, girl.
mhm. Well, it's not even sales, it's not even, it is sales and it's sales, but it's not sales, because when you're in soulful sales and you're attracting in soulmate clients, this is an energy game. This is a
Mhm.
magnetism game. This is a divinely guided and orchestrated game that you're playing. This is not your typical sales. And you may have experiences in the past that may have jaded you in sales or this or that. And so maybe you have some belief systems under there to unwind. But really,
Mhm.
soulful sales is about being purely in your magic, in your zone of genius, in your God-given gifts, and allowing the
Mhm.
people that are attracted to that to be magnetized to your world so that they can learn and grow with you. And whether that means they're going to consume free content forever, or for just a time, just for a
Mhm.
phase, or just for a time, or whether they're ready to dive right in. It's not your typical sales, right? This is about energetic embodiment, alignment, trust, and faith, and
Mhm.
surrendering to your calling. The sales piece actually takes care of itself if you do that. And I just wanted to share a little case study about
Mhm.
this, because the other belief that she had running under her radar, and this was just brought up, she's like, the reason she had a fear, not only charging, obviously, for spiritual services, but the other comment that she made was, well, she wasn't in love with her program because of that fear, but she was also like, well, who am I to do this? Why don't people just go hire somebody bigger? Why don't they just go hire like Joe Dispenza? Why don't they just go
Oh.
hire like someone like that? And I just want to say that,
Mm.
I dived in deep with her on that, right? And there's a couple of things, but first, you have to recognize that there are a lot of people, like, you're being guided, especially if you're called to work with us, you're being guided to be holding sacred space for people, be in their energy, but in a scalable way that supports you so that you can make a massive impact and help that facilitate a transformation in their life. You're not going to get that from the Tony Robbins and the Joe Dispenzas or the Gabrielle Bernsteins and stuff like that. To that degree, people start to scale as they get bigger. So recognize where you're at and where there is a need for what you're offering, first and foremost. So that's a little of the business side of things. But I just wanted to share that one of our clients, she came to us after investing in Marie Forleo's business program. And she had nothing bad to say about the program, but she didn't have the results until she got into Sacred Leader Academy. And then shortly after that, within like 60 to 90 days, had her first 10K month. Now, I'm not saying that
Mm.
she couldn't have achieved those results in that other program, but but it didn't resonate with her. She said it didn't resonate with her. And she was looking for something else. She didn't even know what that was until she stumbled upon my content, right? And so I'm not saying that does that not work for other people? Everybody is going to be magnetized to whoever they're meant to work with. And you have to trust that even these, um, you know, bigger, like bigger people that have been doing it for longer than you, whether you're looking up at the Joe Dispenzas of the world and like, why don't they just hire them? Or whether you're just comparing yourself to someone that's been doing it for a few years longer than you, and they seem to have a bigger following or something like that. We see that happen too. Guess what? That does not matter. Soulful sales is based on your unique gift, your unique mission, what you're being called to share. And your soulmate clients are going to be attracted and magnetized to that. It doesn't matter who's doing what out there, who's bigger than you, who's not, it doesn't matter. That's not soulful sales. Soulful sales is like, again, an energetic game. And I actually believe that your clients, because I see this happen with our clients, I see that happen with our clients, like they pop into your experience at the perfect time. And one thing that's really interesting that's happened like literally unanimously, I always ask, well, how did you find us? And one of the things that they always say is like, I was just asking for this. I was just asking for this. I was just praying for this like 24 hours ago or like 2 days ago. And then I stumbled upon your podcast, or I stumbled upon your video, or I just read your post. I don't even know how I'm following you. Someone just like tagged me in one of your comments or something like that. Like randomly, when the time is there and they are ready and their antenna goes up into the universe and it's like, okay, I'm ready for this. Show me. And they literally call us in. Your soulmate clients are calling you in. You just have to be willing to stand in your light, to unapologetically share your message, share your gift, allow yourself to open to receive whoever does want to invest in themselves through you. That's what they're doing. And allow that process to unfold organically. Yeah, that's all I mean, I could talk about this forever because this is, our clients, this is sales think about it. It's an exchange that happens all day, every day, all around the world, all day, every day, all around the world. And if you're in the position of wanting to be an entrepreneur, grow a spiritual business, guess what? You have to be okay with sales. Otherwise, you're going to have to stay in your day job. And I hate to say that, but like, you're going to have to embrace the sales process. If you are being called to use entrepreneurship as the vehicle for you to make a massive impact in the world.
Girl, gold dropped. So fun. I love how much we talk about energy. And sometimes I was even listening to you talk. I was just like, you can't even explain how it works. You have to practice trusting it. It literally all works out when you do it this way. And you really, not just master soulful sales, but just I wanna stop right now the comparing to, you're not Joe Dispenza. Joe Dispenza's not you. You're not Gabby Bernstein. Gabby Bernstein's not you. And that is fucking incredible. It's incredible. We need you. We need Gabby. We need them all. So just literally blinders on, hone into your message, your impact, and just trust. Like your energy is what you're really selling, right? Yourself, your energy, all of your experiences that you've gone through, all the wisdom. It doesn't matter how old you are. Like you have wisdom in you for just being a human, being alive. So you're really exchanging your heart, your energy, and that is worth beautiful money. Money is so good. Money loves you. Money loves me. Money loves the service you're giving. And I really, really, really have this desire to put such good, our shoulders go down. We talk about sales and money, and we get to be in this receiving feminine energy more and have money be so clean and good. Like we're getting all these hearts because yes, we're so sick of the dirty money, dirty, sleazy sales. That's done. That's the old world, this new world that we are here. And people are waking the fuck up to. Money is beautiful and feminine and good. Receiving is good. Service and truly being in service and receiving in exchange for that is so good, you guys. And you know who we're talking to. You have a mission on your heart. It's time to go. Let's go. It's really that simple. So this is
it's really that simple, guys. It's like, do you trust? Can you trust that you're being called? You already know you're being called. Can you trust that? Can you surrender to that? Can you allow what wants to flow through you to flow through you? And can you be open to receive on the back end any of the abundance and prosperity that is only going to allow you to support yourself even further in what you're doing, which is good work in the world. So you either want to allow that or you don't.
Yes.
It's not a dirty word. Sales is not a dirty word. It's an actual exchange that people can opt into if they choose to. You just have to get out of your own way and allow that process to unfold naturally and overcome a lot of the fear-based mindset and belief systems that are running under your radar, that are keeping you stuck in stagnation from fully moving forward in your mission.
Mm.
If it's not a calling on your heart, we're not talking to you. If it's not a calling on your heart, we're not talking to you, right? If you're watching this, you were attracted to this for a reason, right? You already know that this is a calling that you're answering. And so can you surrender to that fully and allow yourself to break old patterns, to bust these myths in your mind and these limited beliefs, and look at your money story and look at your lack of receiving that maybe you're experiencing not only with money but in other areas of your life. How, you'll probably see patterns in different ways where you're not open to receive. Money is just one potential way that could be showing up for you. And so without this will be a whole nother live stream, because receiving is just part of the giving, you guys. And if you cut that off, then you're not in flow, and it's a cycle. It's two sides of the same coin. It's perfectly okay. And actually, I will go as bold to say that the world needs you to be fully abundantly supported in your mission work, so you can show up fully turned on in your power, in your authentic truth, and be supported and elevate the people that you're here to help elevate without without concern and worries about like being supported in this, because this is not something that should be part of your concern. The universe is there to support you. The universe is flowing through you. You just have to be there and allow it to happen.
So abundant. We really do live in an abundant world. Infinite abundance. You know what that means? Like there's no end. Infinite abundance. I love that. Should we close? I don't know why this is kind of fun. Do like a little homework within yourself, you guys. I love holding us accountable and having us be aware. Even take 5 minutes to give yourself the time, sit down with a piece of paper and put sales in the middle and put some words around it. Like what comes up? How do you feel right now in this moment about sales for your business? And be so truthful, be so honest. We don't want to suppress anything, bring it up, address it. And that's how you get the power back to become aware of it and heal it and shift that and pivot and turn it into new beliefs and new patterns. So
and if you've been holding back, speaking about your program, one of the, it can be very low key. You can just let it roll off your tongue. You can just start to share it, start challenging yourself to speak about it today in your reels, in your stories, in your posts, on your podcast, whatever it is. Start getting really comfortable sharing about your programs, because they are a gift to the world, and the people that resonate with them are going to be like, oh my God, how do I sign up? How do I pay you? I need to get into your program. I want to be into your energy. I want to learn from you. I want to grow with you. This is the same thing I thought last time. I want to learn with you. I want to learn with you. I want to grow with you. So I'm going to challenge you as well. If you're listening to this and this is resonating with you, go share about it. Go share about your programs. Vanessa and I share about our programs all the time. If you want to learn how to work with us, DM us, reach out to us, whatever platform you're on. If you're on the podcast, check out the show notes. There's plenty of different links and ways to communicate with us so we can get you the next step. It can be that simple, guys. Just go start sharing about your program and giving people the opportunity to take the next step with you. And this is, what is today? Friday. So happy Friday, you guys. I hope you can go into the weekend working on your sales, working on your relationship to money and relationship to receiving.
Yes. Love you guys so much. This was so good. I love you, beautiful. Yeah. This was fun.
We will be back next week, you guys. Have a good weekend.
Cheers, guys. Bye, y'all. Bye.